So I think this example we have seen in the last session. Now we have to go for preparing the model of this beam. We have to start our work for the modeling of this beam, and we have to take the validation in respect of this example. So first of all, tell me what kind of beam is it in view?
Cantilever.
It is the cantilever beam. And what kind of the loading is there over this cantilever beam?
UDL and
UDL and
point
point
load.
load.
UDL and point load. Okay, so this kind of problem
Point
we
load.
have to model in our structure in our ETABS software. So go back to ETABS and go to file, just say new model. Let me know how many grids are needed to form there fast.
In X direction.
In X direction, how many grids is needed?
2.
Two grids, start and end, because a single beam is there. And how to assign the load, that we will discuss later. Okay, that's another point of discussion. But if you are talking about the beam, so only 2 points are needed on left side and right side. Okay, so go back to ETABS, go with the third option, and let's see what is the unit. So unit is in meter and kilonewton. So metric SI is okay. Rest of all the things is will be as per our requirement. Now say okay, and see how many grids is needed in the X direction, that is 2. In Y direction it is 1. And what is the spacing? Spacing, total spacing is what? 2 meter in X direction, 2 meter. In Y direction, actually it is not needed to put anything, but still we are going to put 1, because it doesn't allow to put 0 number. So this is all done. And just say there is no concern for the stories, but still we are going to put it as 1. Then grids, now say okay. So this is done. Close this model explorer, and also I'm not interested to see the 3D view, just close this. So finally we are having this plan view, and we have to work over the elevation. So just see here, elevation option is there. Click over this elevation. I want to see the elevation along grid first. Now say grid first, say apply. So this is done. So I would like to work on the story first. So go to beam element, or we can say frame element. Just click over that. Close this. From this first point, just click on this first point. Freely move to the next point and click over that point, so that this beam will be modeled, and this command is now active and the continuity is also there. So to off this continuity, just right click on your mouse. But the command is now in active mode. Command is now active mode. If I am just clicking here, so another beam is going to be a model. But I actually want to off this command also. So just click over this select object point. Now your command is now off. Okay. Next, we have to assign the support on its left side as fixed support. So go back, just drag left to right, let the joint to be fixed, selected, go to assign, go to join, go to restrain, assign the fixed support, now say apply. So this is done. On left side, fixed support is there. On left side, fixed support is there. So this is done. Up to the modeling of the element, this is done. Now next step is what? We have to assign the load. So first of all, we have to assign this point load. How to assign the UDL load, we will discuss it later. But before of that, you are well aware with how you can assign the load. So to assign this load, either we can assign the load to the joint or to the frame. What option we should follow? Either you would like to assign the load to the joint or to the frame. What?
To the frame.
Exactly.
Frame.
Because if you are trying to get the joint, so you will not be able to find any joint here. We are not able to get any joint here. So how you will be able to assign the joint load over the joint? That's why first select the frame, then go to assign, then go to frame, then go to frame load. In frame load, if the joint is there, then you can go with the joint load. But here we want to assign the point load over the frame. Point load over the frame. So go to frame, then point load. and this is a single element. This is a single element, single length is there. So under the live load, I would like to assign the load, and at what distance from the origin? Origin is actually the left end A. So it is at a distance of 1.5 meter, as you can see here. It is at what? It is at 1.5 meter. Okay. So looking back to ETABS, go with the absolute distance option at a distance of 1.5 meter. How much loading is there? That is 2 kilonewton, and we don't need to put minus sign because gravity by default option is given. Direction is gravity. Yeah, this is done. Now say apply. So that the load has been assigned to this beam as our required at our required join. So now close this. Now next, what we have to assign? We have to assign the uniformly distributed load to this frame. Go back again, select the frame, then go to assign. Again we have to assign the load over the frame. So go to frame, but at this time we have to assign the load as distributed load. Just click over this distributed under the live load pattern, select the live load pattern, and uh, go with the absolute distance. Go with the absolute distance. So this is a trapezoidal load. What is the application of this trapezoidal load section? We will discuss it later. We will discuss it later how to utilize this section for the assigning of the uniformly distributed load. But here, as you want to assign the load for the complete frame, see, distribution of the uniformly distributed load is for what? For the complete frame or part distance. What?
Complete.
Complete.
For it is called complete beam. Okay, that's why we can directly go with the uniform load option. There is also the either you can also assign the load through this section also, but it is having some different application in different situation. We will take it later, but right now we are going to practice with this. If we are going to assign for complete length, okay, so what, just put the value how much it is, 1.5. Just put as 1.5. Now say apply. So this is done. We have successfully assigned the uniformly distributed load plus the point load at our required location. Now close this. Let me know, is there any another load? Is there any another load?
No.
No.
No. Then go back to it as. So this is all done. If you don't want to see the grids, just right click on the window, say set grid system visibility. So the grids will not be in view. Now go to analyze, go to check model, select all of these checks, also all these one. Now say okay, and let the intimation that is there any modeling error or not. So model has been checked. No warning messages were generated. So that's well and good. Just close this. Now perform the analysis. How to perform the analysis? Go to analyze and then click over run analysis. Just click over this. So this will ask first to save your model. Just save this model as whatever you would like to give the name. 1, 2, 3, 4. Save this model. Now finally we are having this kind of deformed shape of structure under the application of the loading. Say start animation. So these are what? Under the application of the loading, how your structure is going to be deformed, that is actually available here. But here we have to verify the validate the shear force and bending moment result. So for shear force, so go to display option, go to force stress diagram. As our this element is as frame element, go to frame section, and under the live load pattern, because all the loads we have assigned under the live load pattern, so choose the live load, and I would like to see the first shear. So which axis is measure for the shear? First.
Shear 2.
And for moment?
3. Moment 3.
Very good. So just say 2 to say apply. Yeah, this is a shear force diagram we are getting. The shear force diagram. This is what scaling means. If you want to see the result in large scale, means big image, so go to user. So by default it is 0.02, change it to 0.04, say apply. So it is nothing else, just you will get a more elaborated result and more big image only. Okay, but let it be by automatic, say apply. Okay, then fill diagram. So this is the fill diagram. If you want only the values, say apply. So values will be there only. If you want the fill diagram and value both, so both of the things will be there. Okay, and as it is the frame element, so frame should be checked. Okay, let's verify. Right click if you want to see more elaborated result. So just right click over the element. Just right click over that. So more elaborated results you will have. So what is the length of this beam? So end I, this is what? This is the end I, and this is what J. How this window will come? Again, I would like to show you. After having this result, just right click over the, and how you will have this result? Unlock this model. I want to explain everything from base. Okay. First, perform the analysis. After the completion of the analysis, go to display, go to cross stress diagram, go to frame pair spindle option, click over that. I want to see for the live load case for the shear 2 to now say apply. Just close this. So this is what, if you are having, if you want to see more elaborated result, just right click over, just take your cursor on the element and right click over that. So you will have this new window where the length of the beam is 0 to 2. Okay, and I, this is J, and this is what, 2 meter. Okay, now next how much shear force on left side? -5. Don't consider the sign, just see the value 5. Looking back to question, how much shear force you are getting? Hello,
5.
5. Now at a distance of 1.5 meter, how much height is there? So it is 2.75. Close this, go back. At a distance of 1. So this is what, if you are taking your cursor here, so difficult to get the point. So scroll value 1.5. Just put 1.5, say enter. So finally 2.775 are you getting or not? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And at the end it is 0. Good. Now on the left side, what movement you are getting? -6. Let's check. Let's -6 hogging movement because it is a cantilever, and at a distance of 1.5, 0.1875 is there. So at a distance of 1.5, movement is there. 0.1875. Is it matching or not? So this result is going to be matched with your manual calculation. Now we have to model this beam. Can anyone tell me how many grids will be there in X direction? 4. Yes. Anyone else? How many grids will be there? Fast.
No, three, sir.
Okay, 3. Okay. Anyone else? Why 3? Kshitija?
3, sir.
Because one is fixed point, first point A, second one is B, there is a roller support, and third one is D.
I can go with the two grid.
Mm,
What problem will be there if I am taking 2 grids only? If I am trying to model a single beam from A to D, so can I do this? And if I am going to do this, what problem will be there?
Roller can't be applied at B.
You can't select the joint at
Exactly.
B.
Actually, while assigning the support, there is no option to assign the support over the frame. Are you getting my point?
yes, sir.
That's why you need to have the joint there. Okay, very good, very good. So just go to file, go to new model, say no, and go with the third option. Metric SI will be there, say okay. 3 grids will be there in X direction. y direction it will be 1, and spacing, let's check what the spacing. Yeah, 10 and 16, so random spacing is there, let it be. Go to custom, go to edit grid data. So go with the grid data as spacing, check this option. A will be at A to B will be 10 meter, just put it as 10, and B to D is actually what? 16 plus 4, how much it will be?
20.
20, it will be 20. Now it's done. Say okay. Just put it as only one story. There is no concern of the story, but we want one story to work. So take one story and click over the grids. Now say okay. So two window will be there, two view will be there, story, plan view and 3D view. So we are not interested to see the 3D view, close this. Now this is what, go to elevation, go to along the grid first, say apply. I want to work over the elevation. So take the frame, just close this. This is the first point. Unless and until you are not getting the join or mark or red sign, don't click over that. Otherwise, there will be the possibility of the modeling error. Now, just click here, freely move to the next point, then click over that. Then freely move to the next point, then click over that. Now this is done. Command is now active and continuity also there. First off the command by right clicking. First off the continuity by right clicking on your mouse. That command is there. First off this command by just clicking over select object. Also you can press escape button on your keyboard. Okay. Now we have to assign the support first. So look back. On right side, hinge support is there. So just drag from left to right and let the joint to become inside of the box. So the joint is selected. Go to assign, go to join, go to restrain, put it as hinge support. Now say apply. Now drag from left to right, let this joint to become inside of the box and assign the roller support. Say apply. So this is done. This is the overhang portion. Let it be. Go back. So finally we have to assign this load. So can anyone tell me what kind of load we is it visible here to the beam?
Trapezoidal.
Trapezoidal. Yes. Another naming,
UVS.
Uniformly distributed.
uniformly varying load. Okay. Just
Uniformly varying.
okay. So what we are discussing. So the type of the loading is actually uniformly varying load for this portion, for this cantilever part. But if we are looking for this part only, so it is what? It is uniformly distributed. Am I right?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So coming back to ETABS, and first select this overhang portion, and as it is the frame loading or area loading or point loading, what is this? Can anyone tell me? It is
Frame
the
loading.
frame loading,
Frame
point
loading.
loading or area loading. Kshitija, what is this?
Frame loading.
Area.
Very good. So go back to it as frame, go to assign, as it is the assign work, so you need to go to assign section, assign, it is the frame. Now it is the distributed load, either whatever it is, uniformly varying, uniformly distributed, whatever, but it is uniformly distributed. Just it is distributed form, just click over distributed, go with the live option, and trapezoidal loading is there. Okay, so go to absolute option, and next if you look the question figure on left side, what instant intensity is there at point A?
0.
0.
0. Go back, and intensity at 0 distance is 0, and then
10 meters.
at 10 meter at
2 kilonewton per meter.
at 10 meter 2 kilonewton intensity is there. At 10 meter 2 kilonewton intensity is there. Now say apply. Let's see. So uniformly varying load we have assigned to our frame. Now this is done. Now select this frame again, and by selecting this frame, what on left side to right side the same intensity is there, uniformly distributed. Okay, and it is the complete beam from left to end, right 20 meter is there. So suppose if you want to assign the loading for the 20 meter complete length, so you can directly go with this option. Second one, just put it as 0. Just put it as 0. There is no concern of this section. There is no concern of this section. You can directly assign with this option what intensity is there, 2. Say apply. Is it correct? Hello? Is it right?
No, sir.
This loading
No,
is
sir.
only up to 16 meter. So I can't use this option. That's only the difference. Okay. So undo this. Just cancel this, say 0. So we have to work with this option. So select this. If there is a need to assign the uniformly distributed load for a part length, then you have to go with this option. Okay. So for this beam, okay, at 0 level, at 0 distance, 2 kilonewton we have to assign, and at 16 meter again we have to assign 2 kilonewton. So uniform load will be there. Now say apply. Is that okay? Now close this. I think all kind of load we have assigned in respect of this question. So this is done. Go back and just right click on your window, say set grid system visibility. So nothing will be there, only model and loading will be there. Now go to analyze, check your model for all the modeling errors. Now say okay. No modeling warnings are there. Just close this and now perform the analysis. Just close this. So we are having this kind of deformed structure under the loading. If you want to see the animated shape, do the animation of this structure. Say stop. Just go to display, go to force stress diagram, go to frame piers, go with the movement under the live load, or if you want to see the shear, so first check the shear, now say apply. So this is done. We are having this kind of shear force diagram. Looking back to it question and see this kind of shear force diagram we are having. Shear force diagram. Okay. Then right click over this. So how much shear force we are getting on right side? 10. Okay. Shear force that is actually not given here. Okay. Let's check for this part. Just right click over on left side. 20.6867. 20.68. So it is almost matching or not? Hello.
It's matching.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the very limited values here is given for the shear force. So let it be. We are going to check for the bending moment. So just close this and go to display and go to fourth stage diagram. Go to frame piers. We would like to see the moment. Now say apply. So the bending moment diagram we are having. Just right click over that, and on right side 33.33 hogging. Go back. See here we are getting what? 33.33 hogging. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And at a distance of 16 meter, at a distance of 16 meter for this simply beam as 44.52. So for this part, just right click at a distance of 16 meter, enter 44.53, 44.52, matching or not?
Matching, sir.
So this is the way how you can model the beams and how you can validate the results of the ETAP software and your manual calculation. It is understood? Okay. Now coming back, let's see what next example is there. Will you try this on your own
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
or would you like
Yes.
to see this here? Tell me fast.
We will try.
We
You
will
will
try.
try?
Yes.
So this is what here you have to take hinge support. Here you have to take hinge support, and here you have to take the roller support. Here you have to take the roller support. And how many grids is needed?
3.
1,
2.
2, and
3. 3.
3. 3 grids are actually needed, so that you will model one beam like this, another beam like this. Then you will have the joint, so that you can assign the roller support here and you can assign the hinge support here. Then you have to assign the uh, uniformly varying load for the part length. Then for remaining you have to assign the uniformly distributed load, and for this part you have to uniformly distributed load. Then also you have to assign the point load here. So would have you confidence? Will you do this? Hello,
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Satish,
Yes, sir.
Teja, Kulraj, Sitara, Siranj.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you do this?
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
shall we proceed? Now look for the next. Yeah. So this is another example. So actually this is not the question. This is the next step of your question. Have you heard about moment distribution method of analysis?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you might be learned in your bachelor's and in your
Yes, sir.
diploma or in your master's. Okay, there is a method. If in equilibrium structure is there, so for that, for the solving of that problem, we are using moment distribution method. Am I right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes,
this is
sir.
the problem solved by that moment distribution method. So actually, only this is left support is fixed support. This is the roller. This one is the roller. This is the fixed support. Okay, and this 40 kilonewton is there. This 50 kilonewton per meter kilonewton is loading is there, and this 80. These all movements are actually not the assignments. Hello. This is what? This is not actually the assignments. This is the next step of the calculation. Understood? Hello.
Yes. Fixed.
Loading is what?
Yes.
80, 50 and 40. So I would like to show this example here. So go to file, go to new model, say no, go with the third option, say okay. How many grids are needed? Fast.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Go back. Very good. Go back. Just put 4. In Y, it will be 1. What spacing will be there? Yeah, it is 3. It is 4. It is 4. So typical is actually 4. So go back and put 4. And spacing for the bidirection, let it be 1. And we want only one level. Go to custom. Go to edit grid data. Go with the display grid data as spacing. Check this option and say as it a 3. First 3, then rest of 2 as 4. Let's check. First 3, 1 plus 2 is 3, then rest of 2 are 4. 4 plus 2 plus 2, 4. Okay, so go back. 4, 4. This is all done. Now say okay. Just click your grid. Now say okay. Close this, and we want to work in elevation. Go to elevation. Go to along grid first. Now say apply. So this is done. Just take the frame, close this window, and let's see. 3 beams we have to model, either first, then second, then third, like this. Okay, 2 breaks will be there. Go to it as clear this. This is the start point. From this freely move click here 3, move here 4, then click here. Now this is done. On left side and right side fixed support is there. On left side and right side fixed support is there. Select these joints, go to assign, go to join, go to restrain, assign the fixed support, say apply. So on left and right we have assigned the fixed support. Drag from left to right, select this joint, drag from left to right, select this joint, go to assign, go to join, go to restrain, assign the roller support, now say apply. So beam has been modeled, supports has been assigned. Now next is what? We have to assign the loading. Okay, so at 1 meter distance 80 kilonewton load is there, vertically downward. First select the frame, go to assign, go to frame, go to point load, go to absolute distance, and live load should be there. Don't do the mistake. Live load should be there and absolute distance. At what distance we want? Hello. At 1 meter
1
80
meter.
kilonewton is there. Okay. At 1 meter we want 80 kilonewton. Say apply. Yeah, that load has been assigned to this beam, to this frame. Now next is what? For this beam at a distance of 2 meter 40 kilonewton is there. So select this frame at a distance of 2 meter 40 kilonewton is there. Now say apply. This is also done. Now for the middle portion, for the middle beam, for the middle part, select the frame and how much intensity of the loading is there? 50 kilonewton per meter. But it is the point load or UDL? What is this?
UDL.
Okay, so select the frame and now we can't work with the point option. Close this, select the frame, go to assign, go to frame. Now it should be distributed and live load should be there. And as we want to assign for complete length, so I can directly work with this option. Don't need to see this section. Just put what intensity? 50. Just put as 50. Now say apply. So this is all done. So I think all kinds of the load we have assigned. Now just say go to analyze. After completion of the modeling, go to check your model whether there is modeling error or not. Check this model, select all of this, now say OK. So model has been checked, no warning messages are there, so that's well and good. Close this. Just right click on Windows, say set grid system visibility. Now perform the analysis. So model has been analyzed and this is the deformed shape of structure. We want to see the bending moment diagram. So go to display, go to force stress diagram, go to frame and go to moment. Under the live load pattern, say apply. So we are having this result. So first we are going to look for the left side. Just right click on the element. So more elaborated results you are having in this window. Let's try to verify on left side. On left side 18 kilonewton meter we are getting. We are getting what? 21. Slightly change is there. Can anyone tell me why this difference we are getting? On right side how much it is? 52 and here it is 52.9. Slightly change is there. On left side is there is 18, here we are getting 21. Why this difference we are having?
Sir, because in moment distribution they perform many trials. Then we get.
Yeah, you are correct. You are partly correct. Okay, almost correct. Yes, anyone else? in moment distribution method, very good Rohit. In moment distribution method, we are rounding off the values at various stages. Am I right? If you are remember,
Yes, sir.
carry
Yes,
over
sir.
factor like that, manual calculation, detailed manual studies are there. Okay, so carry over factors are there. So we are going to manipulate the results and we are going to round up the results. That's why these results are by the manual calculation. These results are finally by rounding off the values, and this is what exact calculation. That's why some changes will be there. So we are going to accept that. Understood? Agreed? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, go back. Let's check for the middle part. Just right click over that. On left side is 52. Okay. On right side 48. What we are getting here? Here we are getting 41 and it has showing 48. Okay, no problem. And at a distance of 2.058, at a distance of 2.058, here it is 52. 2.058 center. So we are getting 48. Here we are getting 52. So it's all over. We can say okay. So this is the way how you can validate the software with your manual calculation. It is clear. So in this exercise, we are trying to understand how to assign the different types of the loads. So here you have learned how you can assign the point load, how you can assign the frame load, how you can assign the uniformly distributed load, how you can assign the supports. Okay, and what does mean by the releases. There is a more discussion for the release also. We will take it later in the real life project. Okay, so this is all the objective we are trying to cover in this exercise. Where here we also learn what are the different types of the access system. What are those? Sorry, what are the different types of access systems?
Local
Global
access and
access,
global
local
access.
Local
access,
and
Global
global.
axis, local
natural.
axis, natural axis. Okay, so these all are the different access systems, and how to see the axial forces, how to see the shear force, which axis is major axis, which axis is minor axis. So these all things you will learn in this section. So here we are in the first section of this training. We are in the first section of the training. So the first section of the training, we have covered some part: introduction of the ETAP software, and see validation of the softwares. So gridding of this grid, preparing the grids in ETAP software. So this is what. Now this is all done. Is there any question up to the topic that we have covered till now? So now we are going to discuss the next part of first section. We are now in the first section. Okay. So the next part is what? So this is all done. We have completed all these things. Okay. So next is nothing is there beyond this example. So I request you all just practice this example at your home, and let's check whether the results are matching or not. Okay, and if you are having any doubt and question and any problem is there of modeling, analyzing and checking the result of this example, then let me know. We will see what we can do. Okay, just close this. So this is done. Now the next part is what? We are going to discuss some important commands, settings, and many things in respect of understanding of ETAP software. Go to file, go to new model, say no. Say okay. Hello, you all are with me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
So many things here, it is written 20 commands, but almost we will discuss about 20, 30, 40, 50 commands we are going to discuss. Commands we can say, settings we can say, and importance points we can say. So this will all are very essential to utilize the ETAP software effectively. To utilize the ETAP software effectively, it is very important to understand all the basic commands, settings, and important things in the ETAP software for the effectively using the ETAP software and for smart modeling in ETAP software. Okay, so first of all, it is visible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Different file formats of the ETAP software. What are the different file formats in the ETAP software? Basically, most important point. So when you are going to analyze any structure or any model or anything in ETAP software, in the back folder side, this software is going to save this file. When you are going to save the file, the ETAP software will save the file in different formats. As it might be known to you when you are working with the CAD software. So this CAD software will save the file in what format? Can anyone tell me?
DWG.
DWG format. Okay, like that, ETAP will also save the file in different formats. Save the file in the folder in different formats. So uh, many files you will be able to see in your folder after the analysis of the structure. But out of that all files, some files are very important. Some files are actually important, and those files are $.et file, .edb file, and .ebk file. Can anyone repeat these ones? .edb file
dot edb file
and
dot
.ebk
ebk
file.
file.
Let's try to understand what is the application and why we are discussing this point. Okay, so suppose, okay, once you perform the analysis or once you save the file, so these three files, many files will be there. In addition to that, these three files will also be there, and these are the most important three files. So .edb file is actually the model file, and $et file is the base file. Suppose, just for example, two persons are there. A person A is there and another person B is there. Person A is using 2015 version of the ETAP software. Hello. And person B is using 2019 version of ETAP software. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is the model file. Okay, coming back to ETAP's base folder. See, here software icon you are getting. Hello, are you getting this software icon?
Yes, sir.
Rest of all are these
Yes.
dummy files, or we can say blank folder notation is there. But it's the model file. So this is what EDB file. Are you getting it as .edb file? Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So we are calling it as model file. Okay, coming to our example, two persons are there, A and B. A person is using 2015 version and B person is using 2019 version. Okay. Now, what is happening if A person is sending the file to B person, and if it is sending the file of model file, if A person is sending the file to B as model file, so that will be 2019 version. You can open that file. You can open that file. But if B person is sending model file to the A person, so the A person will not able to directly open that file. Hello. Are you getting my
Yes,
point?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Another thing, if the B person is sending the file to the A person, so what is going to be happen? See, in 2019 version, all the updates will be there. Like all the codes will be there. Like if you are talking about the earthquake analysis, earthquake loading. So earthquake recent code is what 2016 code is there. ISO 1893 2016 code is there. And in 2015 version, can you think that the revision is 2016. So this code will available in 2015 version or not?
No, sir.
That will not be available in 2015. So if you are taking this 2015 version file in 2019, no doubt you can open 2015 model file in 2019. But what is going to be happen? Your 2019 all the results which is not in respect of 2019 version will be deleted. Will be what? Deleted. So that is the difference of sharing the file with the versions. So what you can do if someone asking to send the file. So basic thing is what? If you are trying to open the lower version file in the higher version, if you are trying to open lower version file in the higher version, so that is possible. But if you are trying to open the higher version file in the lower version, so that will not be possible. Understood? Now then what is the
Yes,
solution?
sir.
What is the solution? Suppose you are using 2019 version file version ETABS, and I am using 2016 version. I am using ETABS 2016 version, and I want to take your model in my software in my 2016. Then what I can do? Then the role of $80 file will come into the picture. Then
Yes, sir.
you have to either see if the same version is there, you are using 2019 and I'm also using 2019. So what will happen? I will ask the file so that you can directly send me this file. You can directly send me this file so that I can directly open this model file. No problem will be there. But suppose you are using 19 version, I am using 16 version, and you are sending me model file so that I am not able to open directly. Then what? Then you have to send me $80 file. Hello.
Yes, sir.
What file you have to send me? You have to send me $80 file. Then what I will do? I can't directly open this file. I have to go with the another way and then I can open the model. How? Let's try to understand. Coming to it as, and after opening this software, what you have to do? Go to file, go to import option. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Suppose this is my, just for example, this is my six. Okay, okay. I have 16 version also. See, I am opening 16 version. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
So now I am on the 16 version. So go to file, go to import. See, in import option, go to .e2k text file. Means this is what $80 file option. Just click over this option. So see, in the center line folder, just now we have saved this file. So which file it is looking? Hello. Many things are there. There is model file also. There's a many things are there. But what file it is looking? Hello.
$.et.
$80 file. So I would like to open this file, model file, last model our beam. So select over this. Now say okay. So this is what importing the file. Now say okay. See what we are getting. Version 19 file is being imported into version 16, correct? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Data
sir.
for newer option may be ignored. अभी जो भी चीजें आपके 19 में थी और 16 में नहीं है, सो वो क्या करेगा सारी चीजें? हेलो.
Ignore.
That will be
Yes.
ignored. Okay, please check your model. So after importing, what instruction we are getting? After importing, make sure that all the things as per your requirement. Whatever the change is going to be happen, you have to correct that. You have to take care of that. Understood? Now say okay. And further intimation will be there. Say okay. Many intimations are there. Yeah, okay. Say okay. So finally, you will be able to import the model in the ETABS software. It is understood. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now close this.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Say no. So overall, uh, we are not knowing what next person what version of the ETF software the next person is using. Okay, if you are not knowing what next person what version of the ETF software the next person is using, so if you have to send the file, so what you will do, what you have to do smartly, if I am asking to send the file to me for checking purpose or whatever the purpose is there, so and you are not knowing what version I am using, so what you will do fast?
Go for
$85.
the lower version, $85.
$85.
So don't send only $80 file. Send all of these files, $80 and EDB file. Both of the file you have to attach. Understood? So that is the very important point to understand about the ETAP software. Okay, coming back to next point. So this is all done. EBK backup file is there. That is not having much important, but let it be. And most important is what? This is your model file, and this is what your base file .$et file, .edb file, and .ebk file. These three files formats are important. Their importance and application we try to understand. Now next, removal or appearance of the background grids of the ETAP software. Coming back to ETAP, so first I would like to open any model. So go to open. Yeah, is it visible to all of you?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
go to plan, any floor level, removal or appearance of the background grids of the ETAPs. So how you can make the background grid? See, background grid means on the background these grids that is having not much great importance, but how you can do? But before of that, before of all of this, how you can adjust this quick access bar? See, when you open the go to option, customize toolbar. When you install the tab software, this kind of welcome screen will be there. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
nothing will be there as a quick access bar. Nothing will be there as a quick access bar. So how to adjust the quick access bar here? How to adjust the quick access bar? First try to understand this. Okay. So to enable your quick access bar, go to option. Just click over option and customize toolbar option is there. Just click over this customize toolbars. Once you click over this customize toolbar, so by default these three options should be will be checked. Say assign joint, check this. So new window new option will be there. Assign frame, assign shell, edit. So this is nothing but these sub options of this top main menu bar. These are the sub options of top main menu bar. Okay, nothing new thing is there. This is what? This is a shortcut. Check this option also, check this option, check this, everything. So now say okay. If you want to change the position, that you can do. See on left side, if you see, so option is there to select this ribbon. Just click over this and take it down here, and you can set it as per your requirement. See, like that. Select here, take it and put it here as per your requirement. So whatever you want to do, you can do it here, like that. Take it here and put it on left side like that, like this. You can adjust the window as per your requirement. It is understood how you can adjust this? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So this is the way how you can adjust the quick access bar. Okay, so this is done. After having this, what point we are taking? Removal or appearance of the background grids of the ETAP software. How you can remove background grid? So go to set display option. See, set display option, very important option is this, set display. Detailed discussion will be there on this topic, set display option. So this will be available here by shortcut way. Another way is what? Go to display, go to view. Yeah, in view, set display option is there. Click over this, and once you click over this, see horizon option is there. Check this horizon option, say apply. So background grid will be there. Hello, is it visible?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
So if you want to enable this grid, so what you have to check? Horizon. How you can see this window? Go to view, go to set display option, and under the set display option in the general horizon, check this option, say apply. So this will be available. If you off this, nothing will be there. So we would like to work with the blank, or would you like to keep the grids? Tell me fast.
View, display, general, horizon, tick horizon.
So would you like to have the grids or not?
Not.
Not needed. Okay, so just say apply. So how to enable, how to off this? So again I am repeating, go to view, go to set display option, and just check this horizon, say apply. So this will be available. Check off this, so this will be off. This is done. Coming back, what next? Removal or appearance of the plan grid, very important. Removal or appearance of the plan grids means our main grids. So as you can see here, the grids are not in view, but if you want to see the grids, just right click on the window, set grid system visibility. Just click over that, so the grids will be there. Just right click over that, again click, so it will be not in view. Again click, then it will be in view. Again click, so it will not in view. So this is a shortcut way. Just right click on the window, set grid system visibility, so the grids will be available. Again right click, set grid system visibility, so this will be off. Next, go to view, and same thing will be available here, set grid system visibility. Just click over that, so this will be available. Again view, set grid system visibility, so this will be off. It is understood? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Next important point, how to see the dimension of any line or length between the 2 points. Okay, see, just right click on the window, set grid system visibility. So the grids are there, but I'm not able to see what is the distance between these two grid. Why? If you want to see what is the distance between these two grid, A and B or B and C, can you tell me? So go back to set display option, go to view, go to set display option, dimension lines option is off. Check this, now say apply. So the dimension lines will be enabled between the two lines. Hello, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Off this, so
Yes, sir.
dimension will not be there. Again click over that, so the dimension will be there. Again uncheck this, so dimension will not be there. Again check this, so dimension will be there between the two lines. Okay, so this is the thing. And suppose you want to see the distance between this point and this point, how I can see this? So go to draw and go to draw dimension line. Go to draw, go to draw dimension line. Draw dimension line. See, this option is available here. draw dimension line. Just click over that, close this. This is the first point. Freely move to the next point. So this is what dimension 1.8288. Is it visible? But it will be permanently available here. It will be permanently available here. So what you can do, just go to set display option, edit, go to set display option, sorry, view, set display option, and off this dimension line, so that this dimension line will be off. It is understood or not? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Check this option again, say apply. I would like to see, I would like to know what is the distance between this point and this point, total length, this distance. How I can see? So go to draw dimension line, and just close this. This is the first point, this is the second point. So I can see the dimension of this 9.8044. It is understood or not? Yes, Satish, tell me.
How can we scale the dimension to for our visibility, sir? Scaling of the dimension, sir. Dimension. Like
Scaling of the dimension
to
means
increase the size of the dimension, sir. It is not visible.
Text height. Sir, you mean text height.
In a bigger
text size.
bigger
Okay,
size,
text
sir.
size. Okay. We'll come
Ah,
to that point.
text
Okay,
size, yeah.
we'll come to that point.
Okay.
I will take that point. Okay, Satish.
Yes,
So,
sir. Okay.
yeah. So this is the way how you can see the dimension or between the 2 points. Coming back, how to see the dimension of any line or length between the 2 points. So that's also covered. Appearance or removal of the global axis. So you all are well aware with the global axis. Let's see. Take the 3D view. So the global axis, just right click on the window. I don't want to see these grids. Just right click, set grid system visibility. So the grids of this axis is what? Global or local? Fast. Hello?
Global.
Global axis. So go to edit,
Global.
go to view and show axis. Once you click on show axis, so the global axis will be off. Again go to view. Again say show axis, so the global axis will be in view. Again then click over that. So by the same option, by the same command, it will be off one time, it will be in view one time. Understood? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So next, graphic background setting, very important. Coming back to it as and graphic background setting. So go to option and go to graphic colors. Go to display. Just click over the display. If you want to work with the black background, this is what white background. Some of the engineers, they are interested to work with the black background. So this is what screen. Just check this black background, say apply. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So this is what black background.
Yes, sir.
Black theme is there, and it has will by default adjust the elements colors like beam, shear wall, column. By default, uh, element color will be suggested and will be selected by the ETAP software for in respect of the theme. So what color will be suitable for the beams, column, shear wall, slab in respect of black background, it will be suggested. Again go to option, go to graphic colors, go to display, and see it is what column green, yeah, like that. If you are changing to white, so in respect of white, what column color will suit, what beam color will suit, everything will be there. Now say okay. Again go to option, go to graphic color, go to display, go with the black background. So see, you can change the color also. Suppose I would like to change it from column color as white, change it to white. White color, say okay. With the black background, say okay. All the columns are having the white color. Okay, let me go to option, go to graphic color, go to display. Black background, change it to white. Where it is, yeah, this white. Now say okay. Now say okay. See, is it white or not? Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Right.
This is the slab. This is what? This is the slab. So I would like to keep the color of this slab as a let's say blue. Okay. So go to display, go to option, go to graphic color, go to display, floor. Slab means what? Floor. So floor gray color is there. I would like to keep it blue. Set blue. Now say okay. Hello. It is understood?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So
Yes,
this
sir.
is all in
Yes,
your
sir.
hand to set your picture, to set your display. This is what display. So go to option again, go to graphic colors, go to display. Now let it be by default for the white. What you like? Either you want to work with the black or white. Tell me fast.
White.
Right.
White.
White. So we will practice with white. Okay. If you are taking the okay printer. So what will printer, if you are taking the print of this model, so what color you will get? So this kind of printer, go to option, go to graphic color, go to display. If you are taking the printer, so the column print out of the model, so column will be black, black print. If the color printer, if you are taking, so these colors will be there. It is understood? Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
So this is what are
Yes,
the
sir.
basic settings. So we are practicing with the white background. So let it be white background. Now say okay. Okay. Now these are about the background setting. Go to display. Coming back, detailed explanation about select, deselect, previous selection operation. Hello, you all are with me? Go back to plan. Okay. Select, deselect, and previous selection. Go to file. File, new model, say no. Hello, am I audible? Okay. So
Yes,
this
sir.
is what, this is a 3D view and this is a plan view. Very important point we are going to discuss. You all are with me or not? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Coming up. Suppose if you
Yes,
are
sir.
practicing, suppose G plus 50 floor building is there. Just how many floors are there?
G plus 50.
Suppose G plus 50 floor
G
building is
plus
there, and I am on the, okay, let's consider G plus 30 floor building is there. So go to plan. I am at the 30th floor. I am at the 30th floor. Now I want to come at the first floor. I want to come at the first floor. So option is given here. I am at the 30th floor. What story? 30th. Coming down, 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 down. So this is the one way. to come at the first floor. Another option is what? Just click over this plan. So all the floors will be available here. So you can directly land at any level. Say story 1, say apply. So which one is effective? Either this plan option or moving down and down. Which one?
Plan option.
Plan option. So this is the one way to move over the height of the structure. So once you click over this plan, so all the levels will be available here. If you are working with the multiple story. Okay, another, suppose I am at the 30th story and I want to come at the 29th story. Then down option is okay. You can directly come from 30 to 29. Is that okay? Hello?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that is the way. Many options for doing anything, many option is there in ETAP software, but you have to find which one is the most effective for that particular time. And if you want to see, if you want to work in this window on this left side, so just click over this, so this window will be active. If you want to work here, just right click here, so this window will be active. If you are taking your cursor here and then clicking here, so this window will be active. And now if you are clicking here 3D, so in this view your 3D view will become. If you want to see the plan, so go to plan and then 20 floor, so we'll come to the 20th floor. It is understood? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Now suppose I want to see the elevation along the grid first. Elevation along the grid first. So how I can see the elevation along the grid first? So go to elevation and all the grids will be available here. What grids? What are the options are there? You can see the elevation along this grid, along this grid, along this grid, along this grid. Also you can see the elevation along this grid, along this grid, along this grid. The view will be from here, along this grid. How many grids options are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Am I right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Suppose I want to see the elevation along grid B. Along the grid B, I want to see the elevation along this line. Okay, so go to elevation. So this will make the availability of all the grids. So I want to see the elevation along the grid B. Say apply. So this is what? The elevation. And in elevation view, you will be able to see the story label. So these are story 1, 2, 3. See, when you are clicking on plan, say story. So is there any story label here in the plan view?
No, sir.
No. In the 3D view, is there any story label? Can you tell me? This it is what story is there? Tell me. Can you say this? What
No,
is the
sir.
story label here? Can you say this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So to see the story label, what view you have to see? Hello? Elevation. So just
Elevation.
first see, I am on this window. Just click here on this view. So this view is active. Go to elevation and I want to see along the grid D. So grid D, say apply. So the elevation, and in the elevation view, story labels will be there along the grid. Story labels along the elevation, story labels will be there. It is understood what is the application of this 3D plan view elevation? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Just
Yes, sir.
click over this, go to plan and come at any level, say apply. Now I am at any level, let's say 19th floor. But our point is what? Understanding of select, deselect and previous selection. Okay. So actually try to understand my question. I want to select all the slabs. I want to select all the, first I want to select complete model. How I can select complete model? So to select complete model, say all. Select all. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
So all the elements, all the things present in your model will be selected. Either beams, columns, shear wall, whatever is there, everything, every joint will be selected. If you are clicking on all, this is a shortcut. If you are not having this bar, okay, see, once you click here clear, so all the selection will be cleared. If you are clicking on all, so all the things will be selected in view. If you are clicking on clear, all the selected things will be cleared. It is understood or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Another way, go to select. Now all the discussion will be only in select command. Okay, concentrate. Go to select. Go to select. See, all option is there. If you are not having this window, this option, okay, just go to select. Go to select, and in select say all. So all the things in your model will be selected. It is understood or not? And if you want
Yes,
to
sir.
clear this all selection, go to select, just say clear selection. So whatever the things in selection will be cleared. It is understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now next, it is the thing when you want to select all the things. Now I want to select only the slab, complete slab from top to bottom. How I can select? So if you want to select the complete slab of your building, so at one floor, see one slab, second slab, third slab, like that. So these all are the separate slab. So I want to select all the slabs of all the floors. So how to do this? Go to select first option. Many options are there. Okay. So first go to select. Go to select. Go to object type. Object type means what? Column is there, beam is there, slab is there, floor is there, links are there, shear walls are there. So these all are the objects. Elements we can, you can also say elements. So what we want to select? Can anyone tell me? Beam, column, what?
Slab.
Slabs. So slab means what? Floors. So select the floors. Now say select. So that your top to bottom all the slabs are in selection, that you can see here. 270 shells. Slab is what? Shell or frame? Shell. So
Shell.
270 shells is in selection. And what does mean by the edges? One slab is having 4 edges. 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I right? So
Yes, sir.
270 multiplied by 4. Find out how much it is.
1080.
80.
Is it correct?
1080.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So all slabs is in selection. So this is the way how you can select. On its now, I want to select all the beams. How I can select all the beams of your model? Go to
Select.
select. Go to select. Go to object type. It should be what? Beam. Say select. So from top to bottom, all the beams will be selected. All the beams will be selected. Now I don't want this selection, just clear this. Once you see 720 frames is in selection, just clear this. Now I want to select all the columns. So go to select, go to select, go to object type, select all the columns, say select, so that columns will be selected from top to bottom. All the columns is in selection. It is understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now clear this. Again I want to see, I want to select only the slabs. So go to select, go to select, go to object type and floors, say select. Now my next intention is what? I want to keep only the slabs in view. I don't want to see, I don't want to have columns, beams, other things. I want to see only the slab in view. So what I can do, after selecting all these things, just right click on the window and show selected object only. So whatever the things is in selection, that will be in view only if you are clicking here. Hello, what is there?
Yes, sir.
Only slabs are there from top to bottom. It is understood.
Yes, sir.
Again, I want to keep all the things in view. Just right click on the window, show all object. So all the things will be present. Now see, again I want to select the things that I was previously selected. What I was previously selected first? Hello?
Slabs.
All the slabs.
Slabs.
So again, you don't need to go to follow the long way. Just click here, previous selection. So last selection will be there.
Yes, sir.
Just right click on the window, show selected object. Again, the same thing will be there. It is understood what is the application of previous selection.
Yes, sir.
Just right click on the
Can
window.
you
Yes,
say
sir.
once again, sir?
Sorry. Hello.
That previous election, I can't get.
You are not getting this.
I about previous election.
Okay. So would you like to see it again?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
If you
See, what does in the previous selection? Whatever the things you have done in the last, that selection you can do again. Let me explain. Just write, say all object, show all object. Go to plan. Select this beam, select this beam, select this beam. 3 beams I have selected. Now clear this. Now again I want to make the selection of the same beam. So just say previous selection. Understood? Sutara?
Yes,
Hello?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I got it.
Yeah. So that is the application. Now, so another way of the selection. So this is now I want to select all the columns and I want to keep columns in view only. So go to select, go to object type, select the columns, say select. So all the columns is in selection. Just right click and show selected object only. Just take the 3D view. So only columns in view. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
It is understood. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Just say right click on the window, show all object, go to select, go to object type, select the beams, say select, and I want to keep in view only the beams. Just right click on the window, show selected object only. So the beams will be in view only. I hope you all understood. Just right click on the window,
Yes, sir.
show all object. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Is there
sir.
any question till
Yes,
now?
sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No,
No.
sir.
Next, my intention is to select the slab of all the slab of 5th story, 10th story, 20th story, and 25th story. What? I want to select all the slab of 5th, 10th, 20th, and 25th. How I can do? Okay, if I'm following this option, go to select, go to object type as floors. So this is my intention. What we want?
No,
We
sir.
want to select 5th story slab, 10th story slab, 20th is 15, 20 and 25th story slab. How I can do? Okay, just clear this all. Go to select, go to object type and say floors, say select. All the slabs is in selection. Then go to select, go to deselect, go to story. So whatever the things is in selection, I want to deselect from a particular floor. So I don't want up to 26. I want up to for 25 only. Is it correct? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So the floors
Yes, sir.
are selected at this level and I want to deselect them and want to keep the selection only at 25 20, 15 and 10 and 5. Now say deselect. Hello. And then right click on the window, show selected object only. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want to select, just say show all objects. So all the things. I want to select the columns of say 9th and 18th story. How I can do this? Tell me fast. Who will guide me? I want to select columns of 9th and 18th floor. Who will guide me? Yes, Rohit, tell me. Select,
First, we go to select object type.
Okay.
Object type,
okay,
then column,
okay, select. All the columns has been selected. Then
then again go to
select,
deselect,
deselect. Then
object,
sorry,
stories,
stories. Select all the things
then we can deselect,
and press Ctrl on your keyboard. This is okay. Hello. Just say deselect.
yes, sir.
So only for these two floors, columns is in selection. Just right click on the window, show selected object. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
So this is
Yes.
the way. Hello.
Yes, sir.
This is the way how you can uh, make the selection of your required element at different level. So this is what selection, previous selection and deselect. Okay, like that. Just clear that. Go to open model. Okay, let me open this new file. Go to open. Hello, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, what I would like to show you. Okay. Go to define section. Okay. In this model, in this structure, two types of beams are there. 230 by 300 and 230 by 350. Is it visible?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Now I want to make the
Yes,
selection of 230 by 350 beams in this model. So it is very difficult to find which beam is of which section size. Am I right? So how to
Yes, sir.
select that?
Yes.
So another option is there. Go to select by property. Is it visible? By property. By frame
sir.
section. Select this. So 230 by 350. 230 by 350. Just say select. So all the beams in your model of having 230 by 350 is in selection. Is it okay?
yes sir,
So by the property of the element, you can select. Clear this.
Yes.
Again, go to select, go to properties, and now slab section. Two slabs are there. I want to make the selection of staircase slabs. So staircase slab, STR, say select. So from base to top, all the staircase slab is in selection. Very simple. Just right click on the window. I want to see only staircase slab. So selected object. It is understood.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Again, just right click on the window, show all object, everything is there. Now I want to select all this staircase slab again. So again, you don't need to go to select property like that. What you have to do directly, just click over previous selection.
Previous selection.
Understood? Now another point, if you want to keep the selected thing in view and all other things, if you don't want to keep in view, what you have to do, just right click and show selected object. Is it correct? Hello?
Yes, sir.
But another thing is what? Suppose I want to keep the selected thing out of view. Then I want to hide the selected thing. Then right click on the window, hide selected object. Hello?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it? Just say hide selected. So the selected thing will be hidden. It is understood?
Yes, sir.
Just right click on the window, show all object. Okay. Another thing, previous selection, what I want to keep the selection of the things other than the selected thing. क्या मीनिंग है? जो चीजें सिलेक्शन में है, what I want to deselect that and I want to select remaining things. Okay, try to understand. Just right click on the window and say, yeah, here it is available or what? Invert visibility. Okay, no. Go to selector. Invert selection. So the selected thing will be deselected and deselected thing will be selected. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Selected thing will be deselected and deselected thing will be selected. Say invert selection. Understood?
Yes.
So this is what? This is the selection. Again go to select, deselect, invert selection, get previous selection. So here it is also previous selection. So go to select, and then by story wise you can also select. Suppose I want to select second story and third story. I want to select everything, means column, beam, slab for the second story, third story. So how you can select? Go to select, go to story, and second and third I want to select. Say select and just right click on the window. Set show selected object. So first and second and third story is in view only. Go to select, go to story, and I want to select terrace story only. Say select, show selected object only. So terrace story will be selected only. Is it okay? Just right click on the window, show all object. So everything will be there. I don't want to see this grid. Just right click on the window, show grid system visibility. So nothing will be there. I want to see OST level only. I want to select overhead tank level. So go to select, go to story, overhead tank level. Say select. Everything at the overhead tank level will be selected. Just right click on the window, show selected object only. Is it okay? Is there any question about this selection, deselection, what our topic was? So shall we stop the session here?